Warning! Some viewers may find this podcast repugnant. Viewers' discretion is advised.
Liberty or Death podcast.
With your host, Twisted Josh.
Where our motto is facts and common sense over your feelings. No. Why do you gotta say that for?
Yo, what is up, everybody? My EBT card declined. What's going on? Haven't seen you guys in a minute. Missed you guys, actually. Yep. Real talk. Missed you guys. I have a special guest coming in. He's getting all set up, so this is why I started later. I mean, this you know this podcast already, bro. If you guys don't know, now you know. This podcast has technical difficulties, everything under the sun. So yeah, we'll just wait till he comes in, and then we'll go ahead and start. But in the meantime, I'll just use a filler kind of thing. So while he's getting set up, because he didn't know whether or not this was going to be video or not. So anyway, so we're he's going to get his stuff set up, and then he'll jump in whenever he can. So yeah. How you guys doing? How give me a second. Okay, there you go. Bam. See, I haven't done this in a minute. So welcome to America's #1 slow growing and underrated podcast. Yes, that's America's underrated podcast. Yeah, welcome guys. And let me change my banners real quick. Liberty F podcast. Welcome to crazy mofos. Yep. The world is crazy and so are we. Well, so am I. There you go. So dude, man, it's been a minute. Dude, man, you guys, man, jeez, it's been life, man. Life is, it's good. It's good. Any day above ground is a good day, right? So yeah, yo, you guys like that? Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Yo, dude, I don't mean to brag, but I was straggling around 350, and then all of a sudden I get a boost, like the internet overlords were like, oh yeah, we gotta help this man out. No, it's like it's like I said before, man. I'm just that type of person. I don't like this is like I could shout out to the people out there that actually do like when they do politics content. I gotta ask, I have a question. Maybe you guys can answer this for those who are watching, or in the near future. Dude, this it's draining, bro. It's like it drains your energy. Like it really does. You look at it and then I'm like, dude, you know what? I don't got. Yeah, I actually tip my hat off to those people that actually have that do this for a living, and who do it the right way. Like what I mean, as far as presenting facts. I mean, yes, that is subjective in a sense, but I mean, when you have like something right in front of you, A, B, C, and this is it. This is all it, guys. You know what I mean? Like, I just, that's, that it's draining. So, that's why I dive in and out. You know what I'm saying? And I thank you, subscribers. I thank you guys who are out there that are following me on my journey, because this is my journey. I appreciate it. I'm not, we're not perfect here at LOD podcast. I don't pretend to be. I've always been the same Josh. Hey, yo, what you see is what you get. That's it. This is it. This is me. I don't know how to be fake. Trust me, I don't. I mean, I tried that. I tried one time actually, and I'm like, screw this. Like, this ain't me, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, step out of it, bro. Like, and I tried that one time, man. It's just an experiment, because I like to experiment. This is why I love science so much. Because science. I'm sorry, did I say science? The science is always, has always been my I love science, to be honest with you. So science and history, I hate math. I used to love math, and I think when I got into high school, I was like, why is this shit shouldn't be so complicated. But anyway, that's neither here or there. But yeah, that's it. So thank you guys for showing up. EBT shutdown. Yo, EBT shutdown. And the government still shut down. It's like the second longest in shutdown in American history. It's 31 days and what? Let me see here. Let me share the screen with you guys. Haven't been doing this in a minute, so please show me some grace. Here we go. Government shutdown takes toll. Shutdown pain intensify as air traffic controllers, which I'm like, what? They lose pay and food assistance is drying up. Like, wow, really? Like, this was, a couple of days ago. I'd say the shutdown is 31 days, 19 hours, and 8 minutes. 8 minutes, 8 minutes. Wow, dude, they're counting down to the minute or the seconds. There you go. I should say, bam, money. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. It says the pain of a U.S. government shutdown is posed to intensify this week as the funding lapsed near a full month with no resolution in sight. Yeah. A series of deadlines in the coming days could have negative consequences for ordinary Americans, cutting off food assistance for low income individuals and families, raising health insurance. You guys pin that in your mind. Pin it. Because I'm gonna show you what I just pin that. Raising health insurance. Remember that. Go ahead and pin that. Premiums for millions on Obamacare. Remember that. And deriving air traffic controllers, TSA agents, and other federal workers of paychecks. Now, I'm gonna put a disclaimer out here. I'm not here to bash. Hold on. Let me rephrase that. I'm not here to bash people that are on food stamps that need it. Let me rephrase that. Let me repeat that. Not rephrase it. Let me repeat that. I'm not here to bash people on food stamps that need it. I'm putting a disclaimer out there for you guys because I know how you guys you just bash it. No, because you know what? Long story. Real quick. I grew up on I grew up on food stamps before food stamps became an EBT card. And this is why I think my personal opinion is that people got comfortable with food stamps, EBT SNAP, whatever you want to call it. People got comfortable in it simply because they transferred it into a card. Listen, I was maybe back in the days. Now I'm telling you, we're going way back in the time machine. Back in the days to where it was called food coupons, where they had like brochures. It looked like dollar bills in a sense, but they were food stamps. You know, they call food stamps. Damn, let me pull that shit up so you guys can believe me. Because you know what, you younger jits, you guys ain't gonna believe this. And I'll tell you this much: I was maybe 10. Well, actually, yeah, about 10 years old, 10, 11, about 11, I would say. So I remember going to the store. My mom would send me to the store. I would walk, and I'm typing in right now, and I felt, as a kid, you don't know. Maybe I was, in before my time. You know what I'm saying? But that was my thinking. But I was like, dude, I was like, what? Like, the difference between dollar bills and these food stamps. You know what I mean? But it was just like I felt, But as I got older, I would go to the store, and then I would just like, I feel like I would feel ashamed. You know what I mean? Because in a sense, you know what I'm saying. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, if it puts food on the table, it puts food on the table, right? So, um, Yeah, that was just me, but, as I got older during the years, but I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show you little jits. What's up, man? When I say little jit, I mean, yeah, this generation, the 18, 19. You know what I'm saying? I'm, 40 something years old. Yeah, so here we go. Let's do this. Where's that at? Bruh. Mm, stop sharing. Stop screen. No, I want to stop screen. Where the flying flippity flip is that? Stop screen. Okay, there you go. Okay, here we go. No, don't want that. That's a deal. Yo, hit that like, share, and subscribe button, and go ahead and comment. You know what I'm saying? What's up? When I say food stamp, guys, few food coupons, bam, money. You guys see that? That's what it used to look like back in my day. You know what I mean? So, and see here, watch, bam, money. I'll bring it up closer. I don't know if you guys can probably see that. But yeah, that's just back in the days, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when you're a little kid, you don't think nothing of it, but when you got, when I got as a teenager, that's what I meant to say. Kind of like it was like, wow, it's like seriously, you know what I mean? Like that. It's kind of, I'm like, I told myself I'm never, I wouldn't, but I there was a time in my life to where I needed help and I didn't get it because because I made too much money for a 20-something-year-old. And I'm like, "What the heck? This is not," you know what I mean? So, yeah, this is it, guys. This is it. So, this was back in the days when it was called the food coupons, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that. But yeah, man, that's what it looked like back in the days, believe it or not. Yeah, you guys get the gist of it. You would tear it from this brochure here. You know what I'm saying? You would do that and stuff like that. So my story is basically that I needed help because I was going through a separation from my first wife, and I was going through and I needed help because whatever I had a house, I had a nice paying job at that time. Let's see, maybe 2002, 3, whatever it was. Somewhere around there with 2000. Yeah, like about 2000 or something. I was all right, paying job, but I had a mortgage, my mortgage was, believe it or not, like $425. And for a young 22-year-old, yeah, I would say I had a house. Believe it or not, I had a house and I was having, because apartments wasn't, cutting it for me and the family at the time. So whatever the case is. So anyway, long story short, went through a separation, ended up in the divorce, had to go to food stamp office, believe it or not, I didn't want to go, but I went, but and they just like they were gonna offer me $50. And I'm like, what the dude, what am I supposed to be doing? What am I supposed to be doing with $50, bro? Like seriously, what am I supposed to be doing with what am I supposed to do with $50? So yeah, I was like, "Wow, that's crazy." You guys probably heard me say this and back in, 'cause I said it one time uh, when I was podcasting with somebody. I had a guest on. So yeah, and and then I was like, I was like irritated because you hear people getting thousands, even like more than $50. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe like 200 would have, you know what I'm saying? But 1,000 something dollars in food, like, bro, really? Like, are you kidding me? So I was like, only $50? That's what I told the lady. I told her right in front of her face. That's when back in the days, I'm telling you, Josh had no filter back in the days. You know what I thought. If I didn't like you, I told you. Like seriously. I don't know. For some reason it happened like I don't know. It was just weird, but it's whatever the case is. But now I'm getting back to that, in a sense, because people are starting to whatever irritate the frick out of me now. So again, but yeah, anyway, so yeah, I told the lady I was like, $50, I can't do nothing with this for my two kids. You know what I mean? And then I was just irritated. I was like, I'm like, you know what, you go ahead and keep. I put money in. I put money into the system. You know what I'm saying? I expect a little bit more at the time. I'm not expecting a handout. I'm not built that way. That's just the way my mind frame is. I don't ask for a handout, but when I ask for a handout, I really need it, kind of thing. You know what I mean? But I paid into the system, and that's what I told the lady. I paid into the system. What are you talking about? Only $50. Like, get out of here. So yeah, anyway, so I ended up leaving. I told her, as I was like, go ahead and keep this shit. And I threw the paper like that and just walked out, stormed out. And then that's when I saw a female with gold chains or nails like nicely done and stuff like that. And I'm like, and she's driving, I pulled up in a Mercedes. And then I actually, because I held the door for her. And I'm like to myself, you gotta be freaking kidding me, bro. Really? You drive a Mercedes, you have your nails done, you got all these chains on you. What the bro? I'm telling you, that's my personal story. So anyway, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, it's just so irritated by that. So yeah, and I told myself never again will I rely on the government. Never again will I'm sorry, not rely on the government, but um let the government do that to me. You know what I'm saying? As far as, just asking for a handout from the government, because no, I don't know how these people get thousands of dollars in food stamps. I have no freaking clue. No clue. Um, they, I've heard several opinions saying they lie and to be able to get X amount of dollars. So I'm like, whatever. Anyway, so I'm not here to scorn anybody because I'm not. I don't like to bask in people wanting to that the people that actually need help. I don't, except I bash those people who take advantage of it. You know what I mean? That take advantage of it. They they I think I saw one TikTok where this young kid wanted to and you know what? I'm not bashing like a certain race or I'm sorry, a certain ethnic ethnicity. I can't even say that word sometimes. Ugh. Anyway, because it's all demographics. You know what I'm saying? White, black. I know, Caucasians who have who had food stamps or whatever the case is. So you know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter. You're struggling. You struggle, man. You need help. You need help. But you make a career out of it. That's when I have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? And that's coming from a person who grew up from the bottom. If you don't understand, no, don't give me that bullshit. I do understand. I understand perfectly. Come on, seriously, guys. If you guys really, I tell you guys snippets, but most of it needs to be I don't say because I don't, it's something. But I come from the bottom, and when I say come from, believe me, I do. And whatever you can take it for what it is, but I come from the bottom, and to where I'm at now. Dude, I'm serious. It's a mindset. When people like me, no matter what nationality, or I'm sorry, the color, the ethnicity they are, tell you, you can do it. You can do it. You know what I'm saying? So back to my story. So that back to the story at hand. It was on TikTok. I seen it. It went viral to where a young kid wanted to, I guess, work or yeah, he was at the age to work, and the mom's on her bed, and she's like, "Well, how am I going to be able to get the food stamps I'm getting now, or whatever help assistance, government assistance?" And she's like, "No, you can't work." You know what I mean? Blah blah blah. But he's like, the kid's like, "Dude, like he really wants to work," and he was very very respectful to his mother. When you guys could probably look it up. Yeah, but I was like, "Wow, that's crazy. That's wow, it's just it's nuts that somebody, you know what I'm saying, that a parent would discourage, a kid not to work. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion. I mean, it's crazy. I would never, you know what I'm saying? This is when the kids like when they're 16, whatever, and they want to know they want to know they want responsibility. Some of these kids want responsibility. They want to be able to work get their own, clothes or whatever the case is, not what their parents can afford. You know what I'm saying? I mean, some of the parents, they will help their kids, when they work, as long as you're making a little bit of the car payment, you know what I'm saying, or whatever the case is, we'll spot the rest. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, some parents are like that. You know what I'm saying? Others, and to their kids, the kids want to, because kids want to. Some of the kids don't want responsibility. They want to know how it feels to, be able to buy their own stuff. They want to be proud. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, look what I bought. Even though this is a $20 watch or whatever, I bought this for my own money. You know what I mean? And to discourage that, that's as a parent, that's crap, man. But anyway, um, yeah, give me a second. Let me text this. I'm gonna text homeboy. Yeah, I'm doing this as filler, but we'll go ahead and get to it now. So anyway, but the EBT shut down, they declined. You know what I'm saying? My EBT card declined. Yeah, I'm not, but anyway, I'm not bashing the ones that actually need it. You know what I mean? Not making a career out of it. Those are the people that I have a problem with, the people that actually have that trying to that go ahead and make it a career. That's just my problem. But anyway, so anyways, we know blah blah blah. SNAP benefits formally, and they still haven't came to a resolution. Like man, dude, seriously, this government, man, man, you know what? These people, you know what? Why in the hell are we paying taxes as Americans? Why are we paying taxes? To me, that just makes no sense. If our government shut down, our taxes should be shut down. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like they should not be receiving any funding whatsoever from us. If they're shut down, we should, we our taxes should be shut down too. I'm just saying, I'm just saying. But Rick Scott, he's actually let me see if I can find it. I actually have it here. Let me see real quick. Oh, no, but you know what? Let's go ahead and start with this and then we'll get back to the shutdown. How did everybody's Halloween go? You know what I mean? I had fun, as a grandpa, as a grandfather, and you know, newly grandfather. There you go. I had fun with I mean, our daughter took our infant grandkid out to Halloween. So yeah, yeah, we had fun watching. You watch you watch your kid. See, this is the joy that I have, is be able to watching my kids have fun with their kids, and my nieces, and have their families and stuff like that, and go out. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, wow, like, this is awesome from a old head perspective, you know what I mean? So it's like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Be able to do that, you know what? That's the dream, man. That's the dream that I've always had, was that to be able to see my kids have kids. And that's what's up. So anyway, that's my American dream. People are like, it's a nightmare. Well, if it's a nightmare, then go somewhere else. Blah blah blah. I'm gonna have that freaking discussion because killing my vibe, bro. Anyway, all right, so let's get to it. Let's show the screen real quick. Thank you guys for watching. Yo, comment, man. Drop me a comment. What's up? Wait, what are you guys thinking? I didn't watch being so much of a weirdos, bro. Like, seriously. Anyway, so we're going on here real quick and watch a little video. Anyway, these people here, they're stealing. Hold on, let me get the context to you guys real quick. Let me see. Let me stop sharing real quick. Do. Screen share. Yes. All right. Let me get on this other side. Share. No. So Colin Rugg stated that here it was reported Two grown adults take 40 fun dips and pumpkins off someone's porch in New Orleans, Louisiana. The people were seen getting into a work vehicle after taking the candy and pumpkins. New Orleans for you. That's New Orleans for you. Can't say I would recommend Zabala Roofing and Construction, the woman who shared the videos said. See, and this is the family here. Bro, this looks like grown ass adults, bro. Look at that. Wow, I thought I was bad. Holy cano. I mean, as far as trick or treating, like that's what I mean. I've never.
Can I please have my pumpkins back? Those are my daughters. I'm not mad. Can you just give my pumpkins back? She's taking my pumpkins off my porch. Give back my pumpkins. Those are my little girl's pumpkins. You have your company on your vehicle. Okay, well, you have the company on the vehicle. You took all the candy and the pumpkins. That's just not right.
Well, at least they gave the pumpkins back. Wow. Wow. What the? What the heck, man? These people, bro, like that. What? Damn, that they must have another camera that like went went that like that. So that was weird. That's like that got that much of a close up. Holy cannoli! How in the heck that was? Wow. What the? See, and then that's the thing. I was like, I want to do something like that, like later. You know what I'm saying? Like, because opening the door and whatever, giving out candy is like redundant. But that's basically what you, or tedious, I should say, is um basically it's like that's a like that's what you risk. You know what I mean? When you do that, people, no matter what, they're kids or adults, taking the whole candy bucket and just dumping it out and not thinking, you know. But yeah, you do, then I think about it again. I'm like, yeah, no, Josh, you shouldn't do that because I want to make sure everybody gets candy. You know what I'm saying? So that's just me. So yeah, I would be pissed off about that. I wouldn't be pissed off about the candy too much. I would be I would be irritated. But yeah, I mean she had every right to be freaking pissed off. I mean, pissed off that adults took. Yeah, I didn't even see the kids. I mean, it was just what 4-foot adults, 4-foot tall adults here. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna use your restroom. Oh yeah, oh yeah. What do you know about a podcast that uses uses the restroom, man? Who does that? Who do you see that uses the restroom? Well, the podcast does that stuff. All right. Anyway, so all right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So we're just gonna and yo, I hope Florida State wins, bro. I'm telling you, they started off good, and all of a sudden it's like, but they're playing Wake Forest. Wake Forest is a good team, so they're 5-2. Florida State's 3-4. Damn it. They started off strong, man, and then all of a sudden the freaking Knowles got. I'm like, oh, God. Just wanted to freaking strangle the Knowles, man. What the heck are you thinking, bro? Like, I thought that, yeah, this is gonna be our year. This is gonna be our year, and all of a sudden, bleh. Yeah, anyway, so all right, so just you guys kept that in your mind about the government shutdown. As far as the hold on here, about the insurance, keep that in mind because yeah, I'm not gonna go too fast on it, but I will start just start believing the reason why we have a government shutdown is because I'm gonna state it from my findings is because of healthcare. Everything that I was reading was because of healthcare. The Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, aka Obamacare, which to me now brings up like I thought Trump, like that's what I was saying. I thought Trump wanted to get rid of that. Like, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? So everything I was seeing, research when I was researching, what said about the insurance, healthcare, Affordable Care Act. They amongst other things, but what stood out to me was the ACA, of Affordable Care Act, and that's what stood out to me. That is exactly what stood out to me, and I'm like, let me look this up because AI was telling me, and I quote, the only eh, this is not verbatim, but basically in a nutshell, the illegal immigrants cannot get health care insurance, but if they get seen at the hospital, it's all fine dandy in a way because the hospital can get reimbursed for that. So which what brought up to was like, you know what I'm saying? So in a nutshell, you're picking again, as we've seen last year and the year before that. You know what I'm saying? The Biden years era, we saw them putting illegal immigrants and YouTube. I really don't care. I'm saying illegal immigrants because that's what it is. They cross the border illegally. They're going to be called illegal immigrants. I'm just done with that shit. Undocumented and whatever you want to say. It's illegal immigrants. Whatever. Not all of them are illegal immigrants. Whatever. Don't even go there with me because I'm just gonna just tell you it's illegal immigrants. I'm not gonna do any word salad or whatever the case is. But yeah, remember it was just a year ago. They were putting illegal immigrants over Americans. And this is why I believe that it's insurance the insurance because they're holding basically the government, Democrats, whatever, are holding the American people hostage over providing illegal immigrants insurance. Because they always would say ACA, the research, and I'm like, why is that coming up so damn much? But they wouldn't say anything. I was like, oh yeah, anything, but whatever the case is. But it's always it's the ACA. That's what I'm like. Is this the reason why would they shut the damn government down? But anyway, let me show you, and then that's my conclusion. So whatever. Um, um, so that's where I come to the conclusion here because that's where it says government shutdown takes a toll as okay. Well, we already did that. So shutdown. Okay, that's not it. All right. So here we go. So on congress.gov. You guys can go check it out. I implore you guys, do your own research. Do not take my findings as the gospel. I'm going to say that, you know what I'm saying? I am sharing my educated opinion on this. So whatever the case is, you know what I'm saying? So whatever whatever you do. I'm just going over what I've found. Do your own damn research. You know what I mean? So I take the time, and this is why I'm making a podcast out of it. So anyway, non-citizen. Okay, so anyway, hold on. I'm jumping too fast. Here we go. No, not that, Josh. You have Abraham. Abraham just said he wants to talk to you right now. He is also streaming on Rumble. He also streams on Rumble. Purple, by the way, what? Oh yeah. Anyway, whatever. Go ahead and talk. Go ahead and talk. I don't care. I don't know who you are anyway, dude, or dudette, whatever. Wants to talk to you right now. He also streams on Rumble. Well, tell him to hit me up. Let's talk. Hey, I'm open for chatter. This you know where I be's. Anyway, so let's do this here. So I asked the Brave. I went to Brave and I asked about hold on, let me put on my phone so I can let you guys know what's up. So here we go. I asked a question here because I was just freaking curious. It said it said oh, that's not. It's not, why is the government shut down? And it says Congress failed to pass appropriation bills or a CR continued resolution to fund government operations before the end of fiscal year on September 30th. Now remember, guys, we're still under, believe it or not, under the Biden's fiscal year. This because the fiscal year runs from the fiscal year runs from 24. It ends this year. So next year will be under the Trump's fiscal year. You see what I'm saying? So it goes from 2020 to 2024. Whatever the fiscal what to be honest with you, we're still under the Biden's fiscal year. I'm gonna say it. We still are, believe it or not. You know, this whole thing about, your Trump, this and blah, blah, that. You know what I'm saying? We're still under Biden's fiscal year, believe it or not, because Biden, next year will be under 25 to 26 will be under Trump's fiscal year. So, why are you shutting down the government if one side is trying to make a resolution versus and the other side is saying no because of healthcare, blah blah blah. No, we can't do this and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? So that's weird to me. You know what I'm saying? And so anyway, in this case, in this case, both Republican and Democrat, and it ties in together for SNAP. It does. So just bear with me. I'm gonna get to it. So it says in this case, both Republican and Democrat funding bills failed to secure the 60 votes needed to pass the Senate, leading to a lapse in funding. Republicans who control both chambers of Congress and the presidency have pushed for a clean, continued resolution to maintain current funding levels without conditions. Democrats, however, are demanding provisions that extend expiring tax credits for health insurance and reverse spending cuts to programs like Medicaid and government health agencies. They oppose reductions to the Affordable Care Act and Medicaid, which were enacted under prior Democratic leadership. Now, I am not sure, for all the Republican Party. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that. But if you have a chance to reason, we all know these people or whatever the case is, but chance to one side's trying to get reason with you. Hey, if you're for the American people, by the American people, you help us out. You know what I mean? I don't know. We can go way back in the time machine. I can't stay in the pockets for 8 hours. But anyway, you know what I mean? I don't got that time to go back in the way back machine and say, hey, you guys, remember this? What you guys expected the repubs to do and blah, blah, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. Okay. So that's, and that kept on popping up in my head. And I'm trying to find out where the frick did dude, now I can't. Okay. Well, I probably went over that, whatever. But anyway, I asked basically if with the Republicans, you know what I'm saying? You know, so I asked if non-citizens or illegal immigrants can get, health care because I kept on seeing the ACA. But here we go here. So it says, and let me remind you guys, this publication date says CRS product type reports. See what I'm saying? That right there, publication date 11/14/2024. That was right after the election. Non-citizens access to healthcare. Remember what I stated earlier that I asked AI, and AI felt like AI motherfuckers lied to me. They lied to me. So that's why I'm like, but but then I saw some sources and I'm like, oh, then I saw congress.gov. And because I also remembered a year or so ago, they were talking about under the Biden regime, they were talking about giving Medicare to insurance to illegal immigrants, and they actually did it through the veterans budget or whatever the case is. I don't quote me on that. I may be wrong, but I believe they did that with the VA. The budget the VA gets. It says it had said it in there about giving them money or whatever through the VA, but insurance through the VA. So, and if you go to this here, it says summary. The report discusses the eligibility criteria for non-citizens population for various federal healthcare coverage programs, including Medicare, Medicaid, and Affordable Care Act subsidies. Hold on. Oh, no. I thought I heard something. Anyway, so yeah, it says non-citizen eligibility for coverage through federal healthcare programs varies by programs and immigration status category. Various restrictions and federal law prohibits certain non-citizens receiving coverage through federal healthcare programs. In addition, some non-citizens who are eligible to work in the United States are employed in jobs that do not provide employer-based health insurance coverage. As such, some non-citizens may face challenging accessing health services due to the lack of health insurance coverage. These individuals may rely on parts of the healthcare safety net, such as health centers that are required to provide care to individuals regardless of their ability to pay. Recent estimates from the U.S. Census Bureau found that estimate 47.8 million foreign people live in the United States, representing 14.3% of the total U.S. population, just under half, 48% of the foreign-born population are non-citizens. Estimating the size of the non-citizens population who may be eligible for federal healthcare programs is challenging because the population surveys do not capture non-citizen specific immigration status. Why I put that in there? Okay. Anyway, research has found blah blah. So basically, they're saying that here on the summary, if you read all this, they're saying that they're that some have insurance, some don't have insurance, some are able to go to whatever, but they're healthier than the American people that use up all their insurance and blah blah blah. So they don't somehow the illegal immigrants don't lose They come in this country healthy, but as opposed to Americans. So anyway, that's that part right there, the summary, and it tells you blah blah blah. So the federal government provides direct and in-kind support for public health programs in various parts of the federal healthcare safety net. Facilities such as emergency departments and health centers have obligations to provide care regardless of insurance status. Though they can't turn you away anyway once you go to the doctor, no matter if you're an American or whatever. Anyway, though they may charge for the service they provide, federal programs also support providers that deliver family planning services and those that seek to reduce the transmission of communicable diseases. These programs generally blah blah blah, yada yada yada. So yeah, go check that out. So I go here. So I was told that illegal immigrants don't get insurance, right? Through AI, whatever the case is, and some articles also did say that. But here it's on Congress.gov. There, it's they're saying that they do. So 25.5 million are naturalized citizens. Okay. 12.7 million are lawful permanent residents, LPRs or green card holders. 3.2 million on non-immigrant workers, students, exchange visitors, diplomats, and whatever. 11.0 million are estimated to be unauthorized immigrants. So, damn, where did I? I'm trying to figure out where the hell I was at here. So I get I hit the Medicaid, right? Part. Here it is. It says Medicaid and CHIP. Medicaid and CHIP provide health coverage for low income population. Medicaid is a joint federal state program that finances delivery of primary and acute medical services as well. Blah blah blah. Okay. To diverse and low income populations, including children, pregnant women, adults, individuals with disabilities, and people age 65 and older. CHIP provides health coverage to target low income uninsured children through age 18 and families with incomes above applicable Medicaid income standards, as well as to certain pregnant women. Eligibility for Medicaid and CHIP is determined by federal and state law, whereby states are set individual eligibility criteria within federal minimum standards. As a result, there's substantial variability in Medicaid CHIP eligibility across states. Therefore, the ways that an individual might qualify for Medicaid or CHIP are largely reflective of state policies, decisions within broad federal requirements. Generally, the following qualified aliens are eligible for Medicaid and CHIP. Okay, we are the LPRs. They're the let's go back. They are the are foreign nationals permitted to live in the United States permanently, right? Did you guys catch that there? Hold on. Not citizens granted asylum. Refugees, non-citizens paroled in the United States for at least 1 year, non-citizens granted withholding withholding of removal, non-citizens granted conditional entry before 1980, Cubans, Haitians, and trans, VAWAs, whatever it is, self-petitions, and blah, blah, blah. So other groups of non-citizens who are not qualified aliens but may be eligible for federal public benefits under another laws include certain victims of human trafficking, Iraq and Afghan special immigrants, and certain Afghan and Ukrainian police. Non-qualified aliens are all other non-citizens, including non-immigrants, DACA receipts, TPS holders, blah blah blah, short-term TPS holders, recipients of DED, short-term, blah blah blah, parolees, asylum applicants, and various other classes of non-citizens granted temporary permission to remain in the United States, and unauthorized immigrants. Non-qualified aliens are ineligible for most federal public benefits. Huh. But wouldn't refugees qualify under non-qualified aliens? I don't know. I'm just asking. I have questions. I have questions. I have questions, man. I have questions about that, guys. Questions. I mean, I would think they do. I mean, so yeah, it's just, it's and I was like, "What the heck, bro?" Like, nonsense. Wow, what the wow. So anyway, so that's that part. And I was like, okay, so this is the reason why the Dems are doing this. That's why this is why we're shutting down the country. The government is because of this. And also, it's been, the okay. And I'm gonna flip I'm gonna flip it on you guys too, because um the what is it? The the USDA stated at first. Let me see if I find it. Let me see if I have it here. Mm, Give me a second. The USDA was stating initially that they had, well, I'm just trying to, that at first they were able to, excuse me. Let me see here. Okay, scratch that. Where I'll probably end up find it later. I just want to hurry up and move on with this. So anyway, and the White House, Democrats shut down government on whitehouse.gov. Democrats shut down government over free health care for illegals. You have the White House stating that. October 1st, 2025. Democrats and their fake news allies want you to believe it's all a lie that Democrats shut down the government over free health care for illegal aliens. Except that's exactly what happened. As Vice President J.D. Vance said, it's not something that we made up. It's not a talking point. It is in the text of the bill that they initially gave us to reopen the government. As the White House makes clear in a new memo, Democrats' unserious proposal takes extraordinary efforts to accommodate illegal aliens while repealing reforms that strengthen health care for American citizens. Fact, Democrats' proposal would result in nearly $200 billion spent on health care for illegal immigrants and other non-citizens over the next decade, enough to fund the entire children's health insurance program. And you have it here. Let's see if we can zoom it up for you guys. Indian Obama funding care for non-citizens. The Democrats' continuing resolution spend nearly $200 billion on health care subsidies for illegal immigrants and other non-citizens. Fact, Democrats' proposal would once again allow those improperly granted asylum and parole under Biden's open border scheme to receive Medicaid. Democrats' proposal would require Medicaid to pay more for emergency care provided to illegal aliens than it does for American patients who are disabled, elderly, or children. Fact, Democrats' proposal would allow California to continue, which they're one of the states that they're suing Trump, and we'll get to that. California to continue exploiting a loophole to fund Medicaid for illegal aliens. In fact, Democrats' proposal would reinstate a special Obamacare subsidy for non-citizens, for which low-income American citizens are not eligible. Once again, government's putting one side of the government is holding. You see what I'm putting down, guys? You see what I'm putting down? They're holding down the American people, or using them for ransom, basically, because they want to. It said it in that Congress.gov. Go read that summary. Because the illegal immigrants are healthier than American people. That's a whole nother rabbit hole down there about basically, in a nutshell, keeping us sick. And Chucky Schumer, you guys remember that clip? Social media, I'm telling you, the media, the things forever. On the steps of Congress, I believe, Chucky Schumer was stating that the reason why they have to open the borders, or the borders were open, or why they're accepting these non-citizen illegal immigrants, is because the population of the American population is dwindling. He said that right in front of our faces. And I wonder how many Americans caught that. I wonder how many of us American citizens caught what he said. I caught it within an instant. I'm like, but yet the what's that? They called it was like I think it was a white population theory, or whatever the case is. They labeled it as racist. No, it's not. It's the great American replacement. That's what they did. They're swapping us out, Americans, for illegal immigrants. This is how you erase our history, guys. Look at Brent. Look at the UK. Yeah, that's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother topic. But anyway, back to this. Anyway, so it says Democrats' proposal would reinstate a special Obamacare subsidy for non-citizens, for which low income, I just read that, American citizens are not eligible. In fact, Democrats' proposal would repeal a generational $50 billion investment in rural healthcare. Democrat proposal would take health savings accounts away from 10 million American citizens. Yep. And I was wondering all day today and yesterday, why in the hell are we in a government shutdown? So get this logic here. So the Democrats are shutting down. Our government is shut down, Democrats and Republicans, whatever. They can't come to a resolution, whatever. Shutting down this country because I'm thinking as a Democrat, you're shutting down the country and we're still under your old boss's leadership, in a sense, fiscal year wise. So you're going against your boss that you said didn't have a medical problem, didn't have this. He's okay. He can't lift up a lawn chair, a beach chair. I'm sorry, beach chair. Can't lift that up. I mean, at least when I stutter, I'm making sense. This dude's like, that's all, folks. I'm like, what the? Who understands that? But okay, you know what I'm saying. So anyway, yep. You see that? And I'm just thinking. I'm thinking out there, and I was like, what the hell's going on? I kept on saying the ACA. So anyway, that was it. That was it. I was like, wow. So that ties that in. Okay. My deal that's my thing. And here comes with the SNAP benefits here. Shutdown set to impact SNAP benefits funding in many states. So as we know, and that's the reason why the shutdown's going on is because neither side can make a freaking they can't they they're not, you know what I'm saying? It's neither side deal, but it's more one, of the one side than the other. You see what I'm saying? So that's where I come in as a podcaster. I'm going to call a spade a spade. You know what I mean? So one side is acting up, the other side they ain't safe either. Right side ain't safe either, man. Trust me. I mean, because we're gonna go and get into this too, and it's gonna, I'm like, okay, so you know what I mean? So here we go. As the government shutdown persists, funding of supplemental nutrition SNAP benefits are at risk in states across the country. SNAP benefits, formerly known as food stamps, are funded by the Department of Agriculture. The federal government shares the cost of administrating the program with states, while states operate their own programs. Funding is set to states monthly, so October benefits were not impacted. However, as the government shutdown hit 23 days, now 31, um, on the 23 days, Thursday, November benefits are in jeopardy because they pay a month ahead. So it's states such as Texas, Florida, New York, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and New Jersey have warned that the government shutdown persists. That recipients will lose access to benefits starting November 1st, which is today. So anyway, it says the Florida Department of Children and Families, for instance, said November SNAP benefits will not be issued until the shutdown ends in Texas. The state's Health and Human Services Commission noted if the shutdown continues past Monday, November benefits will not be issued. New York Governor Kathy Hochul said in releasing on October 16 that nearly 3 million residents of her states of her state will lose access to SNAP benefits starting November 1st. Yesterday, a spokesperson in a statement to the Hill called on Senate Democrats to reopen the government so mothers, babies, and most vulnerable among us can receive timely benefits for SNAP and the USDA special supplement nutrition program for women, infants, and children. The government shutdown has continued amid Democrats' push to permanently extend subsidies offered via the Affordable Care Act. See, that keeps on popping up. So that's why I looked at what. That's why they're, and also Medicaid, because it's known also that all that under in some states they slid Medicaid under Medicaid, they slid the you ready, guys? The snips on the sex changes on children. Yep. Yep. So, yeah. Anyway. So is a government shutdown, you know what I'm saying? You may see it as a good thing, some may see it as a bad thing, but it's got to clean itself out, you know what I'm saying? So it's got to clean itself out. Yeah, it's really got to clean itself out because, maybe this is, a way to get rid of, because also too, it's been stated that, you know, Trump's been wanting to like cut down our, the staffing on certain departments of government, which I believe I'm down with that because it's too bloated. You know what I mean? Big government's no good. You know what I mean? They're all sub, little. They have their own sublets. You know what I mean? So it's crazy, but whatever. We'll see. We'll see what it says. The share of the residents receiving SNAP benefits differs by state, and according to the USDA, Utah 4.8%, and New Mexico 21.2% had the lowest and highest rates, respectively, of residents receiving benefits in fiscal 2024. Louisiana 18.4% had the third highest share of residents receiving benefits. Gosh, dang it. Behind only New Mexico and Washington, D.C. On Thursday, Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry, a Republican, said SNAP recipients may run out of funds by the start of November. And Landry, that's just too many people, man. Gosh, dude, like really, it should be out of like they should be so many people on freaking SNAP. It's crazy. 18.4%. That's nice, dude. That's still a lot. That's a lot, man. But once again, if you can't, there's you can find jobs out there. I'm working 2 jobs. You know what I'm saying? So don't you can't say there's not people wanting to hire. You know what I'm saying? And there are people who are making minimum wage but need help, extra help because they once again, prices rising and the rent, whatever, mortgage, everything's up. You know what I mean? So you see what I'm saying? So it's really like, but to depend on making it a life deal for unemployment for the government, you were like, oh, I'm gonna, relying on the government too much, man. Gosh dang it. I can't believe so many people are like, hey, dude, that's crazy. According to the New Jersey Department of Health Human Services, it's unclear whether SNAP recipients can use funds received prior to October 31. Come November, the Hill has reached out to the USDA for clarification on whether they can. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers warned the food assistance for 700,000 people would run out in November. He urged the Trump administration to use every legal administrative operation available to ensure access to the program benefits. State have encouraged SNAP recipients to check with local food banks for support in lieu of benefits. Now, with a lot of people working and all of us paying taxes, here's a twist. And I understand why our government is shut down to a point. But it shouldn't be that way. See what I'm saying? Like, it's just, dude, we're a rich nation where, we should not be, we shouldn't be like this. You know what I mean? We shouldn't be like this, but it's kind of like, it's like you want everybody to prosper, you know what I mean? But it's just you get like damn, bro. But anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. But anyway, so yeah, it's just we're a rich nation, basically. We shouldn't our government shouldn't be actually shut down. Well, because for yeah, we got yes, we got a clean house. I agree. We got a clean house. We have to. But to sit there and, be shut down over some dumb shit, be honest with you, especially when, you're shutting the government out for illegal immigrants and transgender surgery. Hey, come on, bro. Like, really? Like, you think all these countries are these. If I were a third world country, I'd be laughing at America right now, to be honest with you. If I was a leader of a third world country, I'd be like, yeah, I'll be laughing. I'd be laughing at us, at Americans. Like, seriously, you're fighting over this crap? Like, you stupid. And that's what we're dealing with, bro. Stupid shit. This is why I believe in term limits. I believe it. It's not a damn retirement home. Our president shouldn't. Our president, do I believe our president should be 80, 90 years old? No. You know what I'm saying? No, but anyway, man, we all got to step up as Americans, man. We gotta if we want to change, we got to change it, man. Because it's just, That's, you know, it's sad. We're a rich nation, rich in resources. Like I said, you go on my prayer podcast, I'll go off on tangents. This is one of them. I mean, nobody should be going hungry. You know what I mean? Period. But this is politics, and this is what they do. The food assistance program was also overhauled this summer by the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, signed into President law by signed into law by President Trump in July. The law went into effect immediately, but the USDA Food and Nutrition Services gave states until November 1st to comply. The act, among other provisions, eliminated certain expectations to the program, work requirements for able-bodied adults without dependents between the ages of 55 and 65, and adults who with dependents between the ages of 15 and 18. Homeless people, veterans, and those ages 24 and younger who are no longer in foster care must also adhere to the work requirements, which stipulate that a person must prove that they are working at least 80 hours per month. Bro, what the man? Come on, bro. I used to do that in a week. I mean, what? Give me, you know what I'm saying? What the man? Hey, dude, 80 hours per month, pursuing an education or in a training program to qualify for SNAP benefits. Come on, bro. Come on. And you got people on social media complaining about working 80 hours per month. Wow. 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 You have this person, let me show you. I mean, go to my complaining about, let's see here. Let's go to bookmark. This girl here on Twitter, Johnny Midnight, that's the dude account, but he posted this video. This is terrible. She says her brother, I mean, have to get a job. Check this out.
Food stamps thing isn't a problem. But my nephew, my brother, may struggle to feed my nephew if they don't get food stamps. Even if WIC comes through. That's enough for my nephew. What is my brother supposed to do? Or his wife? Or their roommate? Or their roommate's son?
What? Hold
is
on.
my-
What? Wait. What the heck? Let's go back.
Or their roommate?
Hold on.
Supposed to do? Or that's enough for my nephew. What is my brother supposed to do?
Hold on. Me.
My brother may struggle to feed my nephew if they don't get food stamps. Even if WIC comes through. That's enough for my nephew. What is my brother supposed to do? Or his wife? Or their roommate? Or their roommate's son? What is my family supposed to do? My mom, who's on disability because she had a stroke and she can hardly get around, and can't work a job, like a full-time job, has been door dashing to put money back in the bank to prepare for November, since we most likely won't be getting food stamps. Yet it's not a problem to you people. My mother's going out and putting herself in pain, but it's not a problem.
Okay, that part I agree. It's sad because she be. But what are you doing? I mean, you look about 18, 19. What are you doing? As far as your brother, son, boyfriend, or whatever it is, in-law, whatever the case is. What about them? Are they able to work? I mean, see, this is what I'm talking about. I mean, come on now. Like, it's not a a career employment. It's something that, is to help you get back on your feet and to just, and to get back on your feet and, and stuff like that. And then you just, whatever the case is, then you just, start doing you know what I'm saying? It's not I mean, now there's more. Is the food. It's also housing, electric, and all that stuff. That can be costly. Something to help you offset, but it's not supposed to be a career. It's not. And this is what I have a problem with this career, freaking freeloaders basically. You know, that's it. But you're gonna complain here that you know that you got to at least work 80 hours per month, bruh. And on top of that, pursuing an education-oriented training program to qualify for SNAP. Okay, yeah, you go back to school. There's loans out there to help, low income people. You know what I'm saying? Go back to school. Hey, there's a lot of stuff. You can help you grow and go. You know what I'm saying? This is one of these, like, bro, you can't come on. Seriously? 40 hours per month. I'm sorry, 80 hours per month. Times that by 4. So let's do it right now. It's what, 20? It's 20 hours a week. Can't do 20 hours a week? You can't do 20 hours a week? If I know my mom was like that, I would be working for my mom. Hey, you know what? Matter of fact, mom, come live with me. Come on now. I'm able. That's what it is. Now you got people in there, those 15-year-olds, blah, blah, blah. They could, they got to work. No, it's just up to 15. It's lower and up to 15. And then 18, into 15 and 18. They're working by then. Shit. I had a job I had my first job when I was freaking 12 years old. They would actually pay me. It's like back in the day, it was like something like a summer school. You know what I'm saying? Pay me to go to summer school. I freaking got clothes off of that. Come on, bro. Like, get out of here. You complain. Oh, 15-year-olds. Like, they're working they're at that age, they're already working. No, it's because you want to live a cushion life. You want to make a career out of it. That's what I and many Americans have a problem with. That are working working themselves to death. That's what they have a problem with. Yep. Reuters said that get Reuters real quick here. And it's like, okay, here. Let me see here. Oh, yeah. Well, I guess the Joker didn't want to talk to me, right? It's all good. If somebody wants to, hey, just hit off. I ain't gonna share my link just to hit for anybody, man. If you want to talk, I gotta vet you first, or maybe we can do a part 2. See what I'm saying? So I mean, we could talk about this shit. So anyway, so yeah, Governor Newsom, he's planning. He's actually suing the Trump administration for unlawful withholding food assistance from 5.5 million Californians during the federal shutdown. USDA has emergency funds to keep SNAP running in November, but it's choosing not to use them, putting the most vulnerable at risk for hunger and malnutrition. Let me see this. Now, with me saying that, trying to find out where the hell where I want it. Okay, so I asked. I when I did some research, it was like the USDA gets 200 and you know what? Screw this. Let's view this right now. So this is the budget, the fiscal budget here on the USDA website, United States of, Department of Agriculture, fiscal year 2024 budget summary. So here, they have the funding overview. Under the current law, the 2024 request for discretionary budget authority to fund programs and operating expenses is 32.6 billion, slightly more than 16.9% increase, or 4.7 billion above the 2023 enacted level. The request also includes 706 million in scorekeeping, comprised of negative subsidies, cancellations, and change in mandatory programs. The 2024 request for mandatory programs is 180.6 billion, a 34.0 billion dollars decrease from 2023 enact levels. USDA is requesting a total of 213.2 billion in 2024 for discretionary and mandatory programs. Compared to 2023, the amount represents a decrease of around 29.3 billion. The budget assumes a pay cost increase of 5.2% and includes an increase of 454.8 million across the department to cover the pay and benefit expenses. Yeah, that's basically, wow. So they were stating, why can't I find it, man? Gosh dang it. I hate when I have something and I'm like, it really gets on my nerves because I'm trying to prove my point here. Yo, like, hit that like, share, subscribe button, comment. Yo, shoot me a comment, man. What's up? That's not it. That is not it right there. So they get all this money, right? They get this money, but they said initially, oh shit, that's what I wanted to say. That's what I wanted to. Let me see if I find it. Give me a second. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. I'm trying to figure this out real quick. Damn it, dude. Where the frick is it? Hold on. I'm gonna hit this real quick. So here it says here that let me share this tab here. It says the United States Department of Agriculture initially indicated it could use contingency funds to continue funding supplement supplement nutritional assistance program benefits during the government shutdown, but later reversed its position, stating it would not do so, as a previous published USDA lapse of funding plan from September 30th, 2025 stated that the $5 billion $5 billion contingency fund could and should be used to fund SNAP payments in the event of a shutdown, noting congressional intent for the program to continue. However, that document was later removed from the USDA website. By mid-November, the USDA informed state agencies they could not use their own funds to cover SNAP benefits with the expectation of federal reimbursement. and explicitly stated the contingency fund was not available to support regular fiscal 2026 benefits because the appropriation of those benefits no longer existed. Hold on, let me read that again. Well, 25 and the 26, so 24. So of course they don't exist because we're not in that fiscal. We're not even. Yeah. Okay. 25. Yeah. Okay. I got it. Okay. So the fiscal year would be from October of this year to what of next year? Gosh, damn it! I think maybe it's February to October to maybe March or whatever the case is of 2026. And they don't have the funds there for that. That's to me that's weird. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm just I that's why I had to read it again. I'm like, what? But it says the agency claimed the funds were reserved only for emergencies like natural disasters such as potential impact of Hurricane Melissa. Now listen to me. Wouldn't a humanitarian crisis be labeled an emergency, as a state level, like national level emergency? I don't know. Well, we send money over there to freaking, um, gosh damn it, I did a podcast show about this, to freaking with the monkeypox show. What's the monkeypox? We g- we gave money to, like last year, like we gave money to you get money to Ukraine, we gave money to freaking whatever the case is, to gosh damn it, that damn. Oh gosh, it's gonna eat me up. Nigeria, I think, or the USDA, the USA aid. Yes, USA. I know. I understand that's separate, but our tax dollars go to there too, and we're donating all of that crap over there. We're sending money over there. You know what I'm saying? The USD, USAID, AID. But when the this is not considered a crisis, with Americans that can't, you know what I mean? It's that's what I'm saying. It's weird that, yeah, you're trying to, but it's just it's that's this is what I'm saying, man. America, we need to get better, man. Like seriously, like we shouldn't be. Nobody should be starving in our country, man. For real, we get all these jobs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's some people are picky about a job, but it's work. You know what I mean? So whatever you got to, put food on the table. But for the USDA not to, same, you see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you see, oh, he's going back and forth. He's not. Well, no, I'm seeing seeing right here, right. What time? Both sides. You know what I mean? I just, yeah, we don't may or may not have the money, but still, I mean, wouldn't it be a crisis if people are actually that are not able. See, that's another thing, that are not able to work, that are receiving food stamps, that are not able-bodied to work, that are receiving food stamps, to not be able to put food on the table for them to eat. That's not a crisis. But yeah, we'll send our USAID, US aid over to other countries that they just piss our money away on some dumb crap, on some dumb research. I remember last year they passed a bill. Democrats passed a bill about funding like what bees or something, like some research on like some dumb crap. It was like no, like deer crossing or what. It was like some dumb shit. I was like, really? Are you kidding me? Like what? Like I don't know. It's just like experimenting on like or whatever the case is. I'm like, what the heck? Why are we paying for this crap? taxpayers. But you should have a backup in case of a government shutdown. So, but you hear it though here from a USDA deal that they the funds are not, you know what I'm saying, are basically for national disasters. But you know, we'll send our money to other countries and blah blah blah. But that's just me. From a humanitarian issue, that's a problem that I have. So you know what I'm saying. You know, I get it. We have money, we allocate that money, but in the right hands, we allocate the money. But you should always have a plan B in case government shutdown happens. You should always. And I think they had like they estimated, they said 5 billion, but 5 billion wouldn't even be that much. You know what I'm saying? People, if they say the USDA did give 5 billion, it still wouldn't be enough because you'd be like, I believe like it's like about 8 billion in a whole, like you're like three to 4 billion in a hole. You know what I'm saying? So people will get food stamps, but at a wouldn't get what they're used to. They probably get it at a deductible rate. You know what I'm saying? Like, say if you got 1,000, you're probably just gonna get like maybe 400. You know what I mean? So that's a cover. That wouldn't even get you through them. That 5 billion wouldn't even be a month. So why not have you know especially when you're out. Like I said, if you're able to work, you should be working, not milking the system. But if you're, this is for I'm sympathizing with the people that just can't work, period, because of disabilities and stuff. That's what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? Get your ass out there, work like the rest of us if you're able bodied. But if you're not able bodied, then I understand. I ain't gonna be all, oh yeah, yeah, you good, and you say you're freaking, you know what I mean. You're not, you see, it's just sad. I still, my heart breaks for when I see elderly people like in their 70s, 80s working. I'm like, dude, you should be retiring. You know what I mean? That's the thing. That's just me though. And my heart breaks, but anyway, but that's just me having a heart about things about that because they should be able to retire. You shouldn't be able to work yourself into a grave. Like seriously, that's not the life to live. Some people do love to work. I mean, they'll work until they're dead. Yeah, okay, that's you. But me, no, hell no, man. I don't. My plan is to freaking quit working. Period. When I turn 62, 65, God willing, I'm done, bro. I'm out. I'm out. Yeah, but anyway. Oh shit, it's 8:36. I'm talking too much. Yeah, but anyway, it says October 31st, two federal judges ruled that the USDA must use its contingency funds to continue SNAP benefits, rejecting the administration's claim that it was legally prohibited from doing so. Now, the federal judge can't. I heard about this. I'm like, the federal judge can. What the federal who was it? Hold on. It says the federal judges ruled that the USDA must use its contingency funds to, but it's not this. That's not the Supreme Court. It says two federal judges. Like it's not the Supreme Court is not like you know what I'm saying. So that has nothing to do. You know what I'm saying, that's irrelevant. They can whatever but it's got to be the Supreme Court that tells them. You know what I'm saying, that overrules. These two federal judges, they're not. However, they acknowledge logistically challenges, noting a partial payment would require complex recalculations across all state systems and could take weeks to implement. Hmm. Yeah. Critics, including Senate Democrats, labeled the USDA refusal to act before the court rulings as reckless and dangerous, emphasizing that the $5 billion fund exists precisely for some such emergencies. Yeah, but for everybody to get their full payment of food stamps, you know what I'm saying, they would have to get this 5 billion won't even, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's whatever. But it says USA public messaging, including a banner on its website, placed blame on Senate Democrats, accusing them for prioritizing health care for immigrants and transgender medical procedures over food assistance. Sounds like them, right? Sounds like them. A claim widely criticized as scapegoating. Yeah, of course. And it's, this was it. Yeah, this was it right here. This is what was on their website here. Oh, this is notice, whatever. So anyway, click on this here. Oh crap, give me this. No, give me that. Yep, this is the website here. It says this is what they say. Senate Democrats have now voted 12 times to not fund the food stamp program, also known as the supplemental SNAP. Bottom line, the well has run dry. But before then, they were saying that they could use, you know what I'm saying? They could use the contingency, whatever, to float, um, uh, to float in November. But now they can't. At this time, there will be no benefit issued November 1st. We are approaching an inflection point of Senate Democrats. They can continue to hold out for health care for illegal aliens and gender manipulation procedures, or we open the government so mother babies and the most vulnerable among us can receive critical nutrition assistance. That's on their website. Yep. Well, yeah, guys. So anyway. Hey, but what's going on, Misfit? Bro, what's up? What's going on? I miss you. Yeah, you're just hearing me just chatting away. Oh, damn. That was 20 minutes ago. Sorry, I'm not paying attention to the comment section. So yeah, what's up? What's good? You doing all right? Say hello to Mike. Yo, if you ain't following Misfit Misfit Bunny, yeah, you go ahead and follow her, man. She's cool. So here we go. Anyway, sorry, yeah, but anyway, yeah, that's about it. I mean, then you have, guys, beware. This is what I'm not telling you guys what to do or whatever the case is, but rage, my opinion, and I've been noticing it because I've actually fell for it. Rage bait season is really like it's out there. It's high. Rage bait season is high, meaning these people will automatically. They're satire, but you're not gonna know that until you go and view their page, and then their page will say actually satire on it. I fell for it a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? But they want you to engage in their content, so that's where they're rage baiting you. People fall for it every time. I'm like, scroll. I'm like, whatever. I'll go. I fell for it so much that I went into Batman mode, and Batman mode means I do my research on people before I respond. You know what I'm saying? I'm reverting back to that because you do get caught up in the, they get you all riled up. But yeah, it's rage based season, man. That's what I tell you. Rage based season. But anyway, so Governor Rick Scott, he is, or not governor. I'm in couple years ago, Rick Scott was freaking governor of Florida. But anyway, he is starting a whatchamacallit. No, not that. Okay, here we go. Yep. Let me share that. Oh, no, not live service. Sorry, guys. That's gone. That's done. Here you go. This is what I want to see right here. Bloop.
Overnight, the U.S. government shutting down after a last-ditch Senate vote failed to keep it funded. Now more than 700,000 federal workers won't get paid. And our next guest says Congress should not either until they fix this. Republican Senator Rick Scott sits on the Budget Committee and joins us now. Senator, a lot of people aren't aware. When there's a government shutdown, lawmakers still get paid. What would be the difference, do you think, if they weren't going to get paid?
Maybe we would focus on get our budgets done when we're supposed to. I mean, I've been up here 6.5 years. We don't pass budgets up here. I mean, this doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, we ought to pass a budget. We ought to work with the House to get our budgets done. They're supposed to be done by September 30. I'm a business guy. I always pass budgets. And by the way, if you didn't do your job in business, you didn't get paid. You don't show up and do your job, you don't get paid. Why are we getting paid? We shouldn't get paid if we don't do our job. We need to figure out how to work together to get our budgets done. It's as simple as that.
So you're going to offer legislation to not get paid during shutdowns?
Absolutely. I already have a bill. We've got a bill that we don't get paid during the shutdown. Ron Johnson's got a bill that will never have shutdowns. That should pass also. But on top of that, what are the Democrats doing? This is a clean resolution. All we're doing is keeping the funding. Actually, the funding is too high. It's still the Biden funding. But I don't want to shut down government, so I support it. But the Democrats, they want to shut down for whatever reason. How is this good for the country? Nobody wins with a shutdown.
I hear you. And what about people at home that aren't as politically engaged as you and I are? You do it for a living, so do I. And say, why can't you guys get together? I fault both of you. Do you fault both sides?
Absolutely. We all need to start talking to each other. We need to. But here's the deal. Schumer is so partisan. This is all about how do you hurt Trump? How do you hurt Trump? How do you hurt Trump? He is so partisan. I'm actually surprised he let any Democrat support the bill that we're trying to stop the shutdown. Hopefully some other Democrats will come to their senses and vote today the right way.
And Senator Fetterman, Catherine Masto, as well as Angus King voted for it. And people say that Gary Peters could break if there's another vote, as well as Shaheen. So we'll see where that goes. Here is the minority leader. Yeah, here's the minority leader. Listen.
Their bill, they call it clean. We call it totally partisan. There was no input from Democrats. Not a single line in their bill had input from Democrats. They never consulted us. Thune didn't consult me. Johnson didn't consult Hakeem. And the bottom line is that we had a partisan bill.
And Senator Thune said, look, you want to talk about health care, the pandemic money that was put in place and never taken back. You want to talk about able-bodied people still getting health care and Medicaid. We want to cut that back. He goes, I'll talk to you about it, but fund the government along the way. And he says your CR is partisan.
First of all, how can it be partisan when it's the Biden budget? I mean, so it's what the Democrats passed before.
Thank you.
We said we're just going to keep funding where it is. Look, I want to reduce spending. I want to balance the budget. So I don't like CRs. I'm going to support this because I don't want government to be shut down. There's a lot of us like that. We don't. Who likes the continuing resolution? We ought to be doing our job, passing a budget. If we don't, we shouldn't get paid. We should never have shutdowns.
Lastly, Russ Vought, the OMB director, said, look, I'm going to be cutting jobs. I'm not just going to cut back. I'm going to cut them out. And they're going to do it. And he has the power to do it because the money has not been appropriated yet. You don't have to go through a rescission package. Are you for that?
Absolutely. We've got to balance the budget. Russ, I've talked to Russ this week. He doesn't want to shut down. The president doesn't want to shut down. Right. But if there's going to be a shutdown, let's use it to save money. That we've got to reduce spending if we're going to get inflation under control. We're going to reduce spending if we want private sector growth. That's what we have to do. I balance the budget every year as governor. It's not that hard. Because we know what we're going to get as revenues. Don't spend more than we take in.
Yeah, 2/3 is health care and Social Security. And that discretionary spending gets smaller and smaller every year. And a lot of it goes to defense. You know that. You're a money guy. Thanks so much, Senator Rick Scott. I love your proposal. I'm all for it. Let's do it. Thank you. Meanwhile,
have a good day. Bye-bye.
You too. Over 6,000 people attend.
Yep. Bingo. I'm, quite frankly, I'm over paying taxes, to be honest with you. This is a freaking clown show, man. That's what it is. It's a damn clown show. I'm over paying taxes. I don't know about you guys, but I'm done. I am done, my friend. I'm done paying taxes to people that don't freaking, they're not working for us. really prevalent. It's whatever. So anyway, yeah. So there's a lot of states that are filing, because of SNAP that benefits still, and you guys just take care of each other, man. That's it. You rely on the government too much. It's what happens, and it's sad that everybody else is struggling. You know what I mean. So everybody's struggling in their own way. Yes, yes, they are. So I was like Head Start military. Now there was a guy that donated like $130 million to the military. Like, if we get all these billionaires to can we get all these billionaires, whatever, to just start freaking putting money back into the system? You know what I mean? That's solve some of our debt. I mean, to be honest, you know what I'm saying? We get, I don't know how many billionaires are in the country, but I mean, come on now, shit. Let's get the debt down. But I don't know, man. That's all I gotta say, guys. It's just, yeah, just start, Oh, yeah. Speaking of that, this is what I wanted to talk about here. Here you go. Wait, bam. Here we go. Here we go. Hold on. And then we'll go with happy endings. If you guys like this podcast, and I don't see why not. Yeah, I go on rants, stuff like that. But I mean, my guests don't show up when they say they're going to show up. It's all good. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I actually had a hope. I'm like, dude, because I like, what I'm saying, difference of opinions. I like want to hear myself talk all the time. So anyway, yeah, you know, America's number one slow growing podcast, underrated. This is why I'm slow. I'm a slow growing podcaster is because Josh can't be on the screen 24/7. Doesn't mean I don't like doing it. It's just I can't be on the screen for 24/7 because I got family to take care of, and I love spending time with my family. So anyway, but not saying that you guys are not my family. It's just, you know, you got I juggle a lot of stuff in my life. So, but family is very important, and you have to take care of your world, man. I'm telling you, got to take care of your world, your family. That's it. Family's everything, man. So anyway, that to me at least, to other people, I'm just speaking for myself. Family's everything. So anyway, yo, if you want to be, this is for Abraham, whoever, Abraham John or whatever his freaking name is. I don't even know. And, Abraham John said he wants to talk to you right now. He wants to talk to you right now. It actually was, yeah, didn't look like rat, whatever. They want to talk to you right now. He saw streams of Rumble. You know what? How you get a hold of Twisted Josh is by doing this, bro. Bam. I'm on Rumble. Hey, shoot me a DM. I'm also on. I'm mostly everywhere. I'm writing right now. I'm on Clapper, Twisted Josh, blah blah blah. You want to follow me on TikTok? DM me on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I have whatever Twisted Josh 45 on Instagram. Liberty Death Podcast on Instagram. I have Facebook that I'm not even. I don't even active it because it's more like. Excuse me, while I pick my nose. It's I don't know. It's just Instagram. The Facebook is crap, and I'm hardly on Instagram too. But yeah, this is how you get a hold of me. And my email is libertydeathpodcast47 at gmail.com. Gmail.com. Hit it up, man. Hit it up. But hopefully you guys got some things here. I know I went several rants. I missed you guys. I haven't been on here for a minute, but I always wanted to go ahead and talk about this because it's it needs to be talked about. So because people are being let go, and I actually have some family members that are affected by this, and stuff like that. So it's just all for like whatever. But you guys you politicians need to get your head out of your asses, man. You serve us. We don't. It's not the other way around. But that's it. So anyway, let's go to happy endings. Yeah. Yeah, it took it that my podcast always takes turns, and we always, we go in and out of our lanes, on this podcast. I go in and out of the lanes on this podcast because I'm just like that. I scroll out, man, or whatever the case is. Or I Tasmanian Devil out. There you go. That's where I mean. I used to love Tasmanian Devil when watching their cartoons, man. Damn, I was like, yeah. I love Tasmanian Devil. I love Taz. Hold on. Where the flippity flip? Oh, anyway. Yeah, it's under banners, Josh. Hold on. Give me a second, bro. Where did my freaking thing go? All right, here we go. Happy endings. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah, happy endings. Let's go. Oh, I was on radio and YouTube. Oh no, this is it. Idiot. Here you go. Bam money. Okay, here we go, guys. Here we go. Since now we're in Thanksgiving, here you go. Some Thanksgiving funny videos. I'm not gonna play all of it. It's like 10 minutes. I ain't doing all that crap. We're gonna do about a minute's worth. But let's have some fun, bro. All right.
Sausage, mashed potatoes, green beans.
Oh, let me go!
Oh, this is me right here, though. I'm gonna say that. Oh, he's doing the floor speech.
Take your bitch for a ride.
Dude, bro.
What? What?
Damn. Hit it, bro. Hit it. That's dinner. That's Thanksgiving right there without paying. That's free.
Having our Thanksgiving meal, I'm so thankful for things God given it. Oops, sorry, I hit my finger. This is good stuff.
Are you gonna go see Grammy Barb in Pittsburgh today for Thanksgiving? Yeah, Thanksgiving. Gonna eat some turkey, some stuffing.
Hi, boys.
Bruh.
There we go.
Oh my god. That is amazing. Literally, a cheese is like, taste it. Oh, yeah, I want some more of it. I want oh my god. I'm not sure what I'm gonna have. No. What? Oh my god. Look at it. She's eating off the fork.
Oh, sorry.
No, don't do that. There's something. Jimmy, there's something else in there.
It's gizzards. This is the gizzards, man. Get it. There you go.
I can't do it. I can't do it. Can you do it? Can you get your hand in there? Can you just take it out?
Take it off.
Oh, I'm not losing this, man.
Slip his hand right.
Let me be a good son for this. Come on, man.
There you go. All right, guys. That's like I went a little bit over, but hey, it is what it is. 7 people in the chat, the commenters, yo, thank you for it. You know, it's been a while. I know. I'll see you guys when I see you. I can't make any promises, but it's usually gonna be on Saturdays. I don't know. Just follow this podcast, man. Hit that notification button. Do all the buttons, gadgets. Type in that, in the comment section. Hey, yo, just just do what it do, man. Let's grow. We're all growing together, living the American experience, man. That's it. To all you guys watching, and to the future. I'm talking to the future. To the future, is love one another. Yo, it's this that's basically about it. Just show each other some respect. Doesn't take much to just show some kindness, man. That's it. So enough of me, because you guys heard a lot about probably nothing. But hey, do what you wish with this information. I don't care. But yeah, that's it. Other than that, you guys have a good night. Love your faces. Thank you guys for hopping on, and you guys chose to watch me. Hope I was entertaining you guys. If not, oh well, whatever. It is what it is, man. But yeah, just hit the links. I have my link tree in the description I'm on my YouTube channel. So just go ahead and just hit that. It'll get you on my X, whatever the case is. I'm partly on X and Facebook, and I'm mostly on TikTok and YouTube, because YouTube, believe it or not, they push some of my stuff. So it is what it is. Rumble, I don't put none of my stuff on Rumble because it's like slowly tracked. So anyway, whatever. I'm the bald-headed stepchild on Rumble, and but mostly all these other socials. But we're getting there, guys. But I can't do it without you guys, though. But awesome. Thanks for listening. Yo, hit those like, share, and comment, and subscribe. All right, guys. Later. Bingo. Yahtzee.